every Thursday. Pastor Simba is the founder and programs coordinator of Strongburn's Marriage Africa. He is also an author of a book titled The Marriage Handbook and a pastor at Praise City Church. Today we're looking at what to do if you don't like your spouse. Sounds weird, right? But then I guess with a lot of people, if you actually analyze, Pastor Simba, good morning.
Good morning, Weekend. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Ndikuseka nyama ngamna yamakuseni yemtown yokufamba mtown zazwafambira
Manyunyu mtown.
Do you know ndambotambira kasalary kangu ka temporary teacher kakauya keseka in K3 months kakauya ka 1 ndobva ndaenda mtown muchirutanga maflea markets zvezve Weekend maflea markets achirutanga ndobva ndapinda muflea market ndobva ndatenga lip eyes ndichiti ndikutenga lip eyes shamari ndikunzwa malips akaoma apa ndikutenga lipstick ndobva ndaizora lipstick pamalips paya kuizadza ndichikunzwa miromo ichiri dry ndobva ndaramba nchiisa futi shamari ndobva ndaenda mubhazi ndikakwira bhazi kuenda kumasou vanhu vachikontarisa fani vachingoti imvesa akachena kuzoenda kumba kunoona pamira so kuona yohwe
Pastor Simba.
Asi musadaro asikana haiwa ndakatotengeserwa unozi asi vanozondibhowa ndo vanozonditi pane wana akazondibhowa manje akazonditi halo bamnini apa nditosesezi yake seziyalewa anonditi bamnini nini andakabhuyikana
Yes. Aiwa vanhu vanosangana nezvakasiyana-siyana mukufamba umu.
Yeah.
Anzi hazvidi munhu wapasta mama atopasteri.
Aiwa handa ndichiri youth chairman.
Nayo lipstick ufika unoingoti beta kwakusati kwane mafoni. Because imagine maitorwa mafoni mototrenda.
Okay, so today we're talking about the hot issue Weekend kuti what to do if you don't like your spouse. Ndanzwa nema WhatsApp messages pasa muri body chi zvinhu zvatodhakwa pane pasina marriage pane pasina love. As long as you've got that feeling yongoti auchada munhu wako like as in liking that person. But today we want to look into it. Let's dive right into it because a lot of couples that you see out there, it doesn't mean it's really perfect. Perfect. Vanhu vasitombofarirana kudanana vanenge vachidanana but kufarirana, so we want to differentiate the two kuti kudanana nokufarirana
zvakasiyana.
Aiwa pane pambokuti kuti as a couple you wake up and you don't want to see each other, you don't want to see your person akugumburisa, you don't like them.
So I guess it's really important that you differentiate the two because some they make decisions when they are in that zone of just not liking, but then vachizoita overlook the love that they have for their partner.
Yeah, spot on Weekend. You find that when people are going for divorce, Nietzsche, and you sit down with them and you try to understand what are the reasons behind them pursuing divorce. Also not Inya likes, Nema dislikes, but those are not really fundamental issues that must actually lead to divorce. Those are not like your deal breakers. But because someone did something that they didn't like, and then the next thing is let's file for divorce. It mustn't be like that. So you should learn to differentiate between the two, because that's why you see a lot of people say good answer. I find myself back with my ex, and after what the ex did to them was not true love but they went separate ways because the ex did something that they didn't like, and then they keep on going back to each other again. So pantorine difference itoripo yoyo. I'll also ask you Weekend kuti tomboto wabvunzwa nemunhu wako kunzi unondidirei. Isn't that a difficult question? A lot of people stammer.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of men out there, they struggle to answer that question. Kunzi unondidirei, why do you love me? They struggle. But vakanzi, what is it that you like about me?
Yeah, actually, now that you've said it, because I was trying to think as well in my head.
So there's a big difference. Yeah. So a lot of us can actually pinpoint the things that we like about our spouses. You talk of material things, something, and you confuse that with love. It might not be love. As long as there are material things, it might not be love. It might not be love. I'm sorry to say that. You may say, I like my men because I love them because we are confusing the two, loving and liking. Because when you love someone, it's unconditional Weekend. You are not loving them because they did something or they gave you something. No, you are not. You are loving them because there's this force, there's this emotional attachment, emotional commitment that is not based on material things. But when it comes to now liking, the liking part, you are liking them because it's conditional. They did something, they gave you something. So hence you like them because they did A, B, C, D. When you look at God, the Bible says that for God so loved the world, not for God so liked the world. Yeah, it was love. It is unconditional. Because it is unconditional, that's why uchiona kuti even mvura kunaya kwairi kuita kudai so iri kunayira munhu wese, whether unoenda kuchechi kana unoenda kuchechi,
whether anotuka Mwari kana kuti atuke Mwari,
whether anoroya kana asingaroya,
the sun is coming out still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know why it's important to understand that? Because there are Christians that have questions. How come in India and school bless one? You know, church every day, but materially things are not happening. But when you look at someone who doesn't know God, someone who doesn't go to church, they seem to be making it in life, and you're confused. What is happening? It's because the love of God is unconditional. God will still, make the sun rise for everyone. He will still make the rain come down for everyone. That's His unconditional love for humanity at large. Okay, so likewise, when you also come to my relationships, if we say we love someone, it means that we are going there, to mind you, we love them unconditionally, and it must remain so. I love you, regardless of I still love you. But and I don't like that. So couples should be able to express what they don't like and what they dislike. It's important for you to create an environment where you express to each other. And I don't like that. But I'm just expressing this I don't like, I won't tolerate A, B, C, D, and that's important in any relationship. But the love still remains. And there are women that will tell you, Pastor, I love my husband, but I don't like him. And likewise, there are also men that will say, I love my wife, but I don't like her. I don't like her.
Because I guess also liking then goes down to the friendship, where they're your person, you like them in that way.
You are right. Because when you talk of friendship, my friends, you as friends, you go out for a movie. We're not movies.
Yeah, we're not movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go for a date night. You go for things that you enjoy,
concerts, different things,
exactly.
And you
that's
hang
what friends
out.
do.
Yes.
And you buy each other stuff, gifts, nechichi. That's what friends do, and that's the liking zone. But when it comes to love, even this marriage, we should be able to love each other. This consequence out, that love should be there, because the love that we're talking about is unconditional, whereas with liking is conditional. Okay, so izvozvo zvakatikoshera zvakanyanya kuti zvinzwisise. I'll go back to the definition that we gave earlier. Kuti love is this deep emotional connection, attachment, and in most cases, like we're saying, it's unconditional. So that's love. So we must take note of that. Yeah. Why did I bring up this topic, Vicky? Because my couples got things are not good every day and every time, particularly when you look at long-term relationships. Panama ups and downs. Inini Pastor Glory and Pastor Simba. My days has right. That days when we don't like each other. I want to be real with people. Because when people look at us,
important,
they will think we are angels.
My couples are. I don't think it's
not about to disagree on certain things. Then don't but what is good is that we have created an environment where we can actually speak out and say, Sha Isran Surfarira. And I will receive that because I know Mwangu arundida and arundi taura from a point wangu, though I don't like what they are doing. So there must be a very clear line there. No, it's not. But so it's important. Why is it important for us to understand that love it unconditional yakamira say? It's very important. Why? Because love cannot to marriage. It's a covenant. It's a covenant. And personal covenant amugareke mumba. Yeah, you can book out. You can say anchada and gona, But when you have a covenant in place, you then remember your covenant You then remember your vows. You then remember your promises to each other. And you say, okay, regardless of the fact I'm still, obliged to stay and to work on this relationship. It is important. That's why people enter into a covenant. That's why marriage is the highest form of human relationships, because it is a covenant. It is unconditional. You are supposed to love your person, whether they've done something or not. You are supposed to love them. But I know there are moments, for instance, paitika infidelity, paitika in affair. Yes, you are justified. You don't even want to see that person. You don't even want to be in their presence. It's understandable. But it's important for you not to make a quick decision over things that are temporary, that have happened in your relationship. And in the midst of all that, before the dust even settles, pick up my bags out. So I would rather you delay making that decision until you are certain that your love is truly depleted. Bando rakurapera. But pamopacho rupeka my bags, but bando richiripo. Kuzodzoka manje ndo pane nyaya vazhinji vanozotadza kuzodzoka manje nenyaya dzekuti what will people say. But when they left their homes, when they left their marriages, it was because of dislikes.
And they were convinced that they were done.
Yes, but the love band of weekend was still there. It was still,
this is really deep.
So it's important for you to be settled first before you make a decision. People that come to me, through divorce, and some that want divorce counseling, I always encourage them to take some time and then, try to look at the situation. Even after a few weeks, they'll come back in a different mind. Pachishona tinoti simbi inorohwa ichata se but kuma marriage toti inorohwa yatonora. Yeah, because
also you can't really act in the moment, because sometimes you're really convinced that
it's because of the dislikes, it's because of what they've done. But ukambomira delay, and then the dust settles, you'll be able to actually come out with a better decision. So delay decision making in the midst of whatever's happening. Delay decision making. It is important. Okay, so weekend, they avoid your company. They don't want to be with you. They're just avoiding you. The things that you used to do together, you can tell there's something wrong, there's something that they don't like about the situation and all that. So that's why it's important for you to then say, babe, let's sit down and talk, okay, before this escalates. So I'll quickly look at how you can address the dislikes. Because it's such an uncomfortable situation or space to be in. But you're not enjoying life because so number one, what is important is for you to consider counseling or coaching. To explain why, because a lot of people confuse these two, counseling and coaching. Counseling, you are reaching out to get help. You are stuck, you've reached a gridlock. You are outsourcing for help. And counseling, please let me speak specifically to a certain gender.
Please speak to them. Thank you very much.
Counseling, please. Musacha counseling, please. Hakuna mnagambopfurwa na pastor enda counseling.
Murume apoyo atone ma problems ao. I guess the ego and the pride of men sometimes then creeps in. But I'm not going to be vulnerable in that way. Sorry. Yeah.
But equal opportunities. We also have the other gender also saying, and they also don't want to.
There are also women like that.
Yes, there are women
who
like that.
Who don't buy into it.
Yeah. So, but it's important to consider counseling. Whenever you need help, whenever you can, please go for counseling. There are people that come to you and you help them. So why not also outsource for help whenever you are in need? Then there's coaching. Coaching is actually gaining ground nowadays when you compare the two.
Well, it's different.
It's getting
coaching
popular.
And okay.
It's getting popular. So this goes even to the women. I think it's our approach. Because the moment you say counseling, then someone is thinking, I'm wrong. But let's consider coaching. What I've realized with most couples, weekend, they need coaching more than they need counseling. Coaching is just a reminder of the principles. It's just being taught, good, this is how you live. Marriage is the same animal everywhere, but here's a set of tools, here's a set of principles that must guide you going forward. So coaching, it's actually very interesting, guys. Let's consider coaching. I would go counseling, but coaching will bring the results, and you enjoy your marriage, and you can actually address whatever you don't like about your partner, whatever they don't like about you. You can then address that as you implement the principles that are presented in a coaching session. So please, let's seek out for coaching and counseling, but not if this up a gridlock and it allows for dialogue. Pamumpachu, we don't like each other, we're avoiding each other because there's no dialogue that is happening. So when you go for counseling and coaching, it's like to break the ice, so that you can talk about those things that you don't like and all those things. So it's very important. I highly recommend that. Then number 2, there's also, Nyayaguti, every now and again, we must sit down and look at our needs. Our needs being met. Both Mampacha and School Faramun, simply because they are not meeting my needs. So when we have our meetings and we do a needs assessment session, you're good to tell out my needs angu. I think you're not meeting my needs and things like that. That will also help. It will improve the situation. And of course, unwelcome habits. Because of my habits. Muna anoshka kumbana 3 a.m. muna arare kumba, and you expect munu hakufarire. And before you know it, that then becomes a deal breaker, and that marriage will not survive because you continue to do what your partner is always saying to you, and you continue to do that. So please watch out for those small habits like substance abuse, coming home late, and chatting up other women or other men. You need to be very careful. And above all this weekend, let's choose to love. Remember, I said that there's a difference between loving and liking someone. With love, please make a choice. Love is about making a choice. Because I'm going to love my person regardless of the situation, regardless of what they've done, regardless of what they're doing. I'm going to love. So you make a choice, because love is about making a choice. I like what the Bible talks about, or the emphasis that comes from the Bible when it comes to love. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to verse 7. Very popular portion of scripture. And love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. And it keeps no record of wrongs. Okay? That's love. That's why I said it's a deeper emotional connection that is not conditioned on anything. That's how love is. Unlike liking, because they've done A, B, C, D. So please make a choice. I know it's very difficult to love the person, and you are waiting for you to feel like loving them. That time might not come. It might never come. So just make a choice. I'm going to love them. I'm going to love them. And then you just do that, and the feelings will catch up with you later. I always say that. Could just make a decision, and the feelings will catch up with you later. Do you know that people that are not yet married, simply because they are waiting for the feelings, they are waiting for the gut feeling. But the gut feeling doesn't turn up. It is waiting for you to make a decision. And then when you make a decision, the feeling then catches up with you. Wow. The feeling then says, okay, tasara, but if you wait, I will only say yes when I feel good, I love this person, you might never get to that place.
Who is it?
Yeah, make a decision. And for people that actually make decisions and say, this is what I want and I'm going to pursue it. In the same way we make decisions when it comes to careers, make a decision when it comes to relationships, make a decision. This is what I want, and pursue it. And before you know it, the feelings will catch up with you, and then everything will be brought into perspective. And you must also remember your marriage vows, that will help you to love someone even though you don't like what they're doing. Just remember your marriage vows. one day we're going to look at the marriage vows and break them down so that you understand the meaning and the essence of those vows, what they mean, what they carry, because those are powerful words. But video, but there's a strong meaning behind those vows.
We should definitely.
That makes that covenant work.
I wish we had more time, Pastor Simba. Thank you so much. For those who want to get in touch with you,
please add me on 0773 000 000, your name and your marital status. I'll add you to my broadcast list so that you don't miss out on some of the events that I do. I'm going to Bulawayo next week. I'll be in Bulawayo on Friday for the couples dinner. So please add me, then I can give you more details.
Pastor Simba, thank you so much. We look forward to next week's session. Star FM, we're also live on Facebook. You can go watch it and share it with someone. I am V Candy, back with you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow belongs to God. Check your time with mine. It is 12 midday, time for Now in Daba.